Hello, everybody. We are excited to be with you these next 5 days, and we're going to go over the book. And you know how it helps to just listen to someone while you're driving or cooking or doing some type of task. You can multitask, and then someone can read a book for you. Yeah, that's why we're doing it. And if you want to give your full undivided attention to this, you are going to get much more out of it. So we do recommend that you give your full attention to this. It'll be a few minutes. We'll go over the book content and then we'll have some action steps for you so you can take action on what you learn instead of just being an information overload. All right. So we're going to be going over this book right here. This is the book that I was fortunate to be awarded the copyright certificate for the novel literary art. So that would be original and useful. And what did I write on? I wrote on the topic of personal finance and brain cognition or brain abilities. Simply put, improving brain abilities. Oh, that sounds interesting. Well, it is. Can we prove the claims? We can. So at the back of the book, I'm going to pull up my book here. You can open your book if you have your book with me. And we have this chapter right here, the proof. So that's going to be chapter 6. And that's going to have the before and after assessments. So, what are the assessments? The assessments are going to be labor productivity rates, so it'll show up in income, assets, expense to income ratio, health statuses. That sounds interesting. We even got disposable income. So, this is going to be enrichment for those personal finance assessments. Yes, we can all improve. Now, is there a superior brain cognition skill? Is there? Is there a way to measure and quantify our thoughts? Is there? Is there a way to have a standard for thought configurations? And is there a way for me to develop my ability to hit those standards? There is. So, what does the Bible have to say about a standard for brain abilities? What does the Bible have to say about thought configurations or a wisdom? So, those are some of the questions that we sought out to answer and apply. So, it's more than just, you know, information, historical data. We do have historical research from King Solomon, and he is a real authority on the topic of brain cognition, macroeconomics. We invite him into the discussion that would affect our personal financial assessments, which would come up in personal assessments forms before and after. So let's look at one of the forms that you can take action on today through these 5 days. All right. Now, we're going to share the screen here so you can see it easier. I got my book with me. You can get your book with you. And we are going to share the screen. All right. All right. So as you can see here, this is the form we're going to be looking at. All right. Assets before and after. Which one are you wanting to focus on? Do you want to focus on expense to income, no matter how much money we make. The financially distressed, the financially secure can all improve their expense to income percentage. And then we have disposable income. What's that? That's the money we have after our expenses. So that's the money left over we have after our expenses. Cost of living. We got labor productivity rates and learning curve, health statuses. We even have terms in here within cognitive science and economics. And these are terms that are used like for the Economics Bureau. So they're used by the government and other forms of academia. All right, we got visual learning and aspects and vivid color. We'll go over those. We have illustrations to enhance text and concepts. We have diagrams to simplify complex information. And we have graphics that are rich with a diverse color. And so we want you to spend just a few minutes a day is how we designed it so you can take action on what you learn and apply it. So, question for you. What are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on expense to income, disposable income, assets, labor productivity, health statuses? Let us know. It'll be back here. This is what we'll go back to prove it, right? Here's all the forms. All right. Now, we're going to get into the book now. We're going to go over a little bit about the book. Meet me on this journey. And we are going to discuss the contents. All right. Now, I'm going to pull this up on the screen as well in a digital file. So hang with me. Take a pause here. I'm going to be sharing my screen, but on a different screen. All right. So this is going to be the digital view, so you can see it. You can see a lot better than my paper view, obviously. And this is what we'll be going over. And we'll briefly touch on some of these. So we got about me, how I applied this. This is not just theory. We have about the author, is business accomplishments, which is me as a consultant and an inventor with the United States Patent Office. A lot of people know me from my invention that was awarded a patent from the United States Patent Office. I have a diagram of brain cognition. Like, is there a diagram? Can you make it simple? Can I see it? Can you get to the point? Absolutely. I have a diagram for that. We want to make sure we have your new contribution to innovation. So you are going to be the hero. You are going to apply it. You are going to be the person that's going to provide new contribution to innovation. And then we have online training with the guides content. And you can learn more about that at economics.solutions, www.economics.solutions, online training. And then we have this new brain ability called P8 cognitive reasoning, as you can see right here in number 1, chapter 1. P8 stands for Proverbs 8. That's where the basis of the claims are. And it is obtainable. You know, we may not have as much assets as King Solomon, but we can apply those skills. And if someone's really good at something, you would want to follow them, shadow them. You'd want to be a mentee of them. You'd want to watch what they're doing. So you can apply some of that for yourself, right? So that's what we would do in this book. Awesome. Then we have King Solomon. He's the author. We explain his accomplishments in economics. We have the science of PA cognitive reasoning. That's going to be very interesting. So scientific logic is very important, and we'll get into that. The properties of Proverbs 8. And what are properties? Well, if you apply Proverbs 8 cognitive reasoning, if you apply these thought configurations, right? If you apply them, then you will obtain the properties. All right. And then, well, that sounds all good, but how do I advance? How can I apply this today? How can I apply this today? You can apply this today with the book and just listening to this. We encourage you to get the book because you get a lot more out of it. And then we showed you the proof and we have the glossary terms. So this is where we'll be going on the journey. We're going to keep it around 10 minutes. So keep it around 10 minutes long. And that way it's going to be simply, and you can take action on it. So today, what is your assignment? What is your homework? What is your call to action? So you can get the most out of this. You're going to pick one of these forms in the back, right here in the back, right? Remember that? And you're going to choose one of those forms, and then you're going to go on the journey with us as we go through these contents and just sections of the contents. Okay, because we only got 10 minutes. All right, so we'll be back on tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'll be on Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. And that's going to be 1 a.m. Nigeria, Africa time. All of our people in Nigeria, Africa, 1 a.m. Nigeria, Africa time. So you can just catch the replay. If you don't catch, just live. All right. We'll see you soon.